will be an
Hey, what is going on, guys? It is the SMT. Thanks for tuning in to watch this episode of the channel. Today we're going to be talking T-Mobile and Sprint merger. We may actually have a timeline of what's going to be happening over the next few weeks and getting some closure to the merger, actually. So we're inching towards a final decision from Judge Victor Marrero. What we're expecting in this timeline is that things may be wrapping up at some point here in January, and this is great news, as that's pretty much all we want at this point. We want some form of closure, kind of put things, put the bow on the top of the box here and gift wrap this puppy for the new T-Mobile and Sprint merger. All right, so January 8th is the next big date. Put that on your calendar. So January 8th, that would be a Wednesday. That would be just a couple of weeks away. January 8th, there will be a 30-page submission of proposed findings of fact and law. These are essentially the facts that the judge found to be true and the conclusions of law that the judge has reached regarding those facts. What's important here is, I think what this is going to allow the judge to do, as well as the parties involved in the lawsuit, is this allows the losing party to kind of know exactly where they stand, how and why the judge reaches their decision, and whether an appeal is actually warranted. Parties will know where they stand in this situation, because what happens here is you have an understanding of how the judge is seeing things. And then what I think will happen at this point is settlement talks can really start to amp up. If we're expecting a settlement from the state AGs, this would be the perfect time for this to happen, and I would say also probably the most likely time for it to happen. Also, important date to note is January 15th. You guys will see that is 1 week from the January 8th date. Final arguments from the plaintiff side as well as the defense side will be heard. Each side gets a 2-hour session to kind of wrap up and finalize their case. And then after this gets completed, Judge Victor Marrero can actually make the ruling and give his verdict. So that gives us a timeline as to what's going to be happening over the course of the next couple of weeks, and then what is going to be covered during those times. This basically tells us pretty much everything is done. There's not really much left to kind of have. This is all process. This is all technicality stuff. I don't see anything new coming of this. All the testimony that's already been heard and covered is pretty much done. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. What do you guys think about this timeline? What do you think about the events that are going to be happening? And also, I'd like to hear where you guys stand on the merger. What do you guys think the judge is going to call as a verdict? What do you think is going to be the deal breaker that, made him make his decision one way or the other? Do you think a settlement is imminent? I kind of feel that way. I feel like based on this timeline and based on what's going to happen, a settlement seems really likely. And again, like I've said time and time again, I haven't heard any testimony or I haven't seen any indication of this backfiring against T-Mobile and Sprint. If anything, I just feel like maybe the state AGs haven't done a good enough job presenting their case. But, that was me following it closely. I kept you guys in touch with all of that information. You guys let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Go ahead and do that for me. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Anyways, I want to give some shout outs to some things down in the description box. You'll see links to the podcast. You'll see links to the Twitter handle. There's also the Patreon page. Check those things out if you want to get more involved with the SMT communities. And before you leave, please like and share this video. That would definitely help the channel quite a bit. Thank you in advance for those considerations. That's it for this one. I hope to see you guys soon on the next video. I am the SMT, and we'll see you then. Peace.